saying the Eagles win. Merry Christmas. You've got Christmas LJ. This beard is already really annoying me. This is why I could never have facial hair in a million years. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We've got nearly 47 of you already. We're going to be in Discord. We're going to be talking about your views on the game. We'll have you guys on the show. Hopefully not as muffled as my voice because, gee, this is awful at this point. But genuinely, what a game that was. Now, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the cleanest. It wasn't the most entertaining from the defense. I mean, it left us a little bit upset at points. Let's be honest. The Eagles got very, very lucky at certain stages. But when all is said and done, the NFC East race is still well and truly underway. Jordy Fighter already not happy with the Santa. I mean, I haven't got the hair. There's Santa hair as well. We've got, and under here, okay, hiding, we've got a Sam Bradford jersey. So you got to pick your poison, lads. It's either Festive LJ or it's Sam Bradford LJ. But Tom Whitehouse, thank you for tuning in, my man. His first real. Should I lose a bit? I feel like it's an imperative. I mean, it really hurts my ears. Like, my ears are stinging right now. But the initial assessment there straight away is Dallas Goedert. And what a game Dallas Goedert has. It's not the first time he's had such a game, and I can assure you it certainly will not be the last time he has had such a game. But Dallas Goedert, being the Dallas killer, is the content we all come for, especially in a game when Zach Ertz was down. All right, Zach Ertz with a rib injury early on, the Eagles down to just 2 tight ends, and Josh Perkins, as we've come to know, is more of a slot receiver than a tight end. And Dallas Goedert steps up, leads the team in receiving with 91 yards and a touchdown. There was a whole phase of the game where the ball went predominantly just to him. It was absolutely unbelievable. Let's see what you guys are saying. Keep it. I'd rather have Christmas LJ than the Bradford jersey. How about them Eagles? Just wear that. Oh, it's okay. I'll see how long I can last with the beard. All I would ask you in favour for this torture of the ears is, if you're not subscribed already, if you could, that would be amazing. If you could leave a like on this stream if you are subscribed, that would make this worth it, because it's already very, very itchy. Your voice is pitchy with the beard. Patchy, I'm getting. Okay, should we do that? Is that better? That's even more painful, but we'll see what we can do. It came home. Football is still close to coming home. We're going to get a few of you guys on again in a minute. There's obviously a lot to talk about from this game. Sidney Jones with another massive clutch play, like out of nowhere. That is the second week in 4 that he's came up and just gone absolutely berserk with a play that I don't think anyone would have assumed he'd make. He gets dropped in the game. Ronald Darby's out. And then Sidney Jones, of all people, is the man to bat away that Michael Gallup pass in clutch time situations. It is absolutely brilliant. Now, is the Sidney Jones experiment over? I don't know. Jay Fizzle's in the chat. Ho, ho, how about them Cowboys? Ertz isn't tradable. Dallas played big. Absolutely. I think one thing has got to be noted. And that is that the defense, as much as we're going to talk about Miles Sanders and his incredible run of now having, I think, 79 rushing yards, 77 receiving yards, and then obviously a touchdown to his name. Almost a second. I got excited and called it a touchdown when it wasn't. But he was absolutely brilliant. You know, like, he had a good... This makes me look like an elf looking at it on camera. I'm really sorry. The beard's coming off. Oh my God, that hurts. We will go back on later, all right? As soon as we get other people talking with the mouth. Oh, Jesus, that is dreadful. But genuinely, I think Miles Sanders had a big game. But before we get to the good bits, okay, the defense wasn't exactly brilliant, was it? I mean, they got away with murder on that front. And I mean, I don't want to say Clayton Dawson's name, but we know he's a backup for Dallas. And I think, honestly, if Clayton Dawson had played, there would have been probably a more competitive game. I mean, not only were there 6 drops, but there were an array of missed wide receivers from Dak Prescott, and I don't know how we got away with that for so long. So the Eagles definitely can swipe sweat from their forehead, knowing they got away with one there. I mean, for me, a bit worryingly, second week in a row, they've been unable to get pressure on the quarterback, especially against one. Like, this is not ideal. But either way, it is what it is, and it's a win in the NFL, a win against a divisional opponent who the Eagles were previously 2-5 for going into that game. So that's huge. You know, they've come away with an absolute steal there. David Mabry, nice to see you in the chat, man. Jay Wade, I know, is here as well. Global Atheist is here. This is really cozy on the sleeves. I've got all that. I've got the belt, I've got the bottoms, I've got the boot covers. Like, we're all in on being festive with the Eagles here. Our boy Carson went 31 of 40. Yeah, and do you know what, Jay? I think, in my opinion, that was the cleanest performance from Wentz we've seen. in about a month. That was just, it felt like everything came together. Hey, Curtis saying, how are you doing, my man? Hey, Lost Canadian. I genuinely feel as though Carson Wentz in that game for me, everything was surgical. Like, it was like the fourth quarter from last week had been carried over. Like, it was the design of the offense, the sprint outs, the rollouts. It's like they finally found the perfect balance after about a month of trying. They genuinely got it together. And Carson Wentz with what is limited receiver. I mean, here's something that not a lot of people are realizing here, okay? So that game, Carson Wentz threw it to 8 different receivers. Can you name 8 different players on this team who play offense? At this stage, I don't think we can. But we had Robert Davis get involved. Obviously, we had Greg Ward Jr. get involved. We came out, we saw Josh Perkins, Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz. Like, all of these players come in and absolutely kill it. But Wentz wasn't just leaning on his security blanket. He wasn't just leaning on Zach Ertz or Dallas Goedert. He came in and spread that ball around. He gave guys like Greg Ward an opportunity. He gave people like Robert Davis a chance, like Boston Scott an opportunity. So fair play. Like, I was very, very happy with that. The spreading of the ball. They weren't condensed. They weren't limited by their injuries. And then they obviously lost JJ Arcega-Whiteside as well to injury. He had a great catch to start the game for 27 yards. They lost him to injury for a little bit. He was questionable to return with a foot injury. He then comes out and you know, this offense still functions just as well. Now, it was spottery a bit. We still had the classic Jason Peters penalties, but overall, that was a very impressive performance, I think, from Carson Wentz. There was a bit of a fumble there, but we won't touch on that now. And Duck, you know that I'm a giver of gifts, okay, as Santa Claus, and I will not give you the gift of a Ronald Darby insult today. But I'm sure we'll get to that a little bit later. Demetrius Rogers says, what a Christmas present the Eagles fans want. I totally agree with you. Now, guys, here's the big one. If you are in the Philly Sports Network Discord server, you can use this to actually join the show and talk with me. If you want to do that, you're the welcome to. If not, don't worry. I'll drop a link in the chat on the right-hand side or the left, whichever one comes up. If you want to do that, get into the Discord. There's a channel right at the bottom called Waiting Room under videos. If you join that, I'll be able to drag you down into the little virtual recording studio. You can give your takes on the game. We can have a little chat. We can get festive and discuss why Love Actually is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Eagles for life. Nice to see you here, man. I know you're very hyped up about Carson Wentz. I don't blame you at all. Segatron, yeah, get in next season. Gregatron. I love that nickname, Tom. Love that nickname. We lose to the Giants, none of this matters. Very true, but I do think after this game that is now considerably less likely. You know, I mean, I'll be more worried about that after last week than I was this week. You know, like the fact that they had to take Washington all the way to the fourth quarter. Dallas ran rampant over the Rams, let's not forget, last week, okay? And whether it was due to the turf, I had someone in my Twitter mentions earlier this week saying that the Rams had the wrong cleats on or something for that game. I can't see the Eagles throwing this away. If they do, thing is, if they lost this game, okay, sorry, I just got confused there by Derek Bob, bless him. Our key Flyers writer, our editor, our Flyers managing editor says he wants to jump off the top on the link, and I got a little bit concerned for his safety. Then I remembered he's a Dallas fan, so there you are. But no, genuinely, I think if they'd have lost this game, this would have been the whole, oh my god, right, it was Dallas, it was a bit more competitive. If they lose next game and somehow don't make it, then that is a cause for concern. But guys, we've got over 107 of you in this stream right now. Again, if you're not subscribed, it'd be amazing if you could, because his costume is really hot. So come in, say hello. We've got the Discord chat. I know we've got our regulars. We've got Brandon. We've got Jay Fizzle Dizzle, who I'm sure is going to be happy but a bit angry again. So we'll get to those guys very shortly. I've got a can of Red Bull that is unopened, so I'm in here for the longer haul. Hopefully you guys are as well. If you're not new around here and you could hit that subscribe button, that will be absolutely amazing. I hope we don't lose to the Giants, Binks. Hey, neither do I. That would be an awful way to end the season, but like I can't see it, honestly. Like, it would take a lot for this team. If they can get away with murder against the Cowboys, we're now talking they're two very different caliber teams. I can't really see that happening today. Our Lion Farm says ref did us no favours, but it could have been worse. Blocking the backing. Yeah, but at the same time, they got a fumble recovered, right? That was good. They had a fumble actually go on their side. What's your Discord link? The Discord link is here. There you are. You can join that one. Duck's not happy about Love Actually. It's weird. I put a podcast out on Friday about the Eagles, and there are a few like controversial takes in there. And the biggest thing I got stick for on social media was Love Actually being my favourite Christmas film of all time, which Says all you need to know, really, doesn't it? So, let's see what else you guys are saying. Tom says, went scrambled well, made something out of nothing on the read options. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Yeah, one of the best games I've seen in quite some time. Sexy Vegan says Sidney Jones are better than Ronald Darby. I don't disagree with that at all. I think that was a great play made in the end zone. I think Rasul Douglas had a topsy-turvy game. For the most part, he did shut down Amari Cooper, who ended his day with, I think it was 4 receptions for 24 yards. So I know there were a couple of things he got away with where, again, Douglas can swipe his head and be thankful that he wasn't, punished realistically. But overall, Rasul Douglas had himself a fantastic game. Well, a solid game. We won't say fantastic as well. Let's get our first guest in then. Let's go to one of the regulars. Let's bring in, I know we've kicked off the show with him, I think 3 weeks in a row, so we're going to continue that form. John Montoya says, what up? I'm beating my chest in a Texas bar. Total silence, it's great. I respect that hustle. That's the content we come to see, my man. Keep that chest pumping. Let's see if we can bring in Brandon down. I hope I don't going to ruin this conversation again. Brandon, hello. Oh, hang on. I forgot we could have worked the microphone, so hold on. I'm about to get my beard back on you in just a moment. Brandon, you there?
Yes, sir. What's up, Liam?
How?
Fix your tire there for a minute.
No, good. How are you doing? How are you feeling after the win?
Hey, you know what? I'm on my way home now. I was at my family's for a Christmas gathering, and the Philadelphia Eagles decided to gift me early with that win. Oh my goodness! I think that was the most well-rounded, balanced game that I've seen from the Eagles this season.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. There's a lot of points can be made with this one. On more positive notes than negative notes. I mean, the only negative notes that we can go to. I can't bring the defense up into this because what Dallas failed to do, Dallas didn't expose the secondary like everyone else has been doing. They were way too spotty, and I think the Cowboys could have used that to their advantage, and they just didn't. They just decided not to, and they sat on their hands. But for we know what the Cowboys, what can't go wrong will go wrong, because that's how it just is with them. But this was the biggest. This was one of the biggest games of Carson's career, especially going into this game. I just heard day in and day out, from these guys on ESPN and these talk shows and these sports shows and everything. Oh, the Eagles got no shot. They got no shot. Well, you're feeding the wrong beast here. You're giving them the underdog mentality when you have guys saying the Eagles have no business winning this football game, and they go out and expose the Dallas Cowboys because we know who we thought they were, and just comes down to it. So going into, after seeing what transpired tonight, the only game that I can compare this one to is the Buffalo game. Sure, the weather conditions weren't that great for the Buffalo game, but you see the decision making with Carson where he had to pick the right man on every down of the possession. He's making the throws he needs to. Some of them quick checkdowns and screen passes to the tight ends, man. Oh my God!
Oh yeah, for
Carson
sure.
He was on point today. But looking at the team as a whole tonight, I think they had that 2017 poise. They showed me that the most with this game, and I mean, I could blabber on and on and on, but I gotta hear what's going on with you. I'll give you a shot.
It was. I mean, I agree with everything you said. I think for me the biggest takeaway was the offensive balance, and not just the run pass thing, because I think that still went out the window a little bit. But more importantly, like something that isn't going to get spoken about a lot, but Miles Sanders is now getting roughly 20 carries a game. He's had over another 150 scrimmage yards and another touchdown. And I've been critical of him. I think everyone who watches film or hopefully is reads our content and stuff is aware of the reasons why. It's not to harp on and call him a bust or anything, but patience and vision was always going to be something that came to him a bit later. But over the last month especially, I genuinely think we're seeing a slightly renewed Miles Sanders. Like, you can see the work that Juice Staley's doing with him, and he is a bit more point in attacking the hole. Although it's a weakness, they're now trying to just get him to bounce outside every time as opposed to run it straight up the middle, and that's having an impact. And you mentioned like the tight end screens. Like, instead, I think my biggest worry when you see all these injuries is you see the impact it can have to an offense, which is just you end up relying on the same guy over and over and over again. And instead, they're just trying to find different ways to play to the strengths of their other players, like using Greg Ward Jr. on orbits, like having Dallas Goedert in the screen game because he's not quite as dominant a route runner as Zach Ertz. So you're seeing different players get implemented differently. It's great. And I think it's a real testament to Peterson's character as a coach. And you know what? If we're going to be critical of Mike Groh and say that he needs to go and that he's awful and all this, he deserves some credit too, for a change. I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row. The offensive game plan, for the most part, has been fairly fundamentally sound.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's so many things we can point to with the fact that we hear that Carson has thrown the ball to 8 or 9 different receivers.
Mm-hmm.
He's the way he's exchanging it. Another statistic I've seen, Philly used the 12-man personnel the most in this game from weeks 1 through 15. This game, they used it the most. I think it was about 55 to 60% of their snaps on offense were 12-man personnel. They're featuring both tight ends because you're trying to overwhelm the defense. The defense knows now, compared to before, a lot of these games we were seeing defenses just shut down Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
But now because everybody's starting to step up in this offense, they know they can't do that. You got Miles Sanders developing into our featured back now that we haven't consistently had since LaShawn McCoy. He's looking really fantastic. Deuce Staley, like you said, he deserves massive credit for that, man. Miles looks really good. You got your gadget guy in Boston Scott. They're making plays left and right. What else was I going to go to? I just lost my thought. Wow.
That's okay.
I'm not going to be too hard on the defense, honestly. Like I said, I think Dallas didn't expose them enough with knowing that the secondary is the weakness.
Yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to Sidney Jones once again. Back-to-back weeks, he comes in, off the bench. He comes in with players hurt. Jalen Mills going in and out. Ronald Darby going in and out. Fletcher Cox had a scare with his elbow. And these guys, what they decided to do, everybody to me put like their big boy pants on and realize that everybody can't do it by themselves, and they're sticking together more than what we've noticed since probably the middle of the season. Not so much the Packers game, not so much the Bills game, but everybody's growing together at the right time, and we've seen this for what is 2 straight seasons now, where they've developed and they've.
Oh, hang on. I think we might have a little bit of live stream interference. Hopefully the signal's okay. It might just be because you're in a car.
I think so.
There we go. Hold on. You good?
Yeah, it's about, that was a little bit weird.
It's like it's just too much heat going over the stream. People are trying to put the fire out. That's all it is. It's like
I guess so. But, I mean, I'm not gonna blame necessarily Carson for fumbling that football. I mean, yeah, you got to protect it, and I'm sure somebody's going to give him heat for it come tomorrow morning. And I understand that he's got 47 now since he came into the NFL.
Yeah.
But I did not like the way the tackles performed tonight. I think Jason Peters and Vaitai got beat a little too much because the Dallas was trying to involve the pressure from Michael Bennett and DeMarcus Lawrence. Them two as a tandem are pretty damn good. We can't just throw them off to the side. But I think the tackles were a little too inconsistent. We've seen the 2 flex from Jason Peters. Yeah. Joshua Perkins is blocking. I think he needs to work on that a little bit. But these are all minor things late in the season to where they almost don't bother the outcome of the game. I think the only couple of things that same breath on was the fact that we see Jake Elliott come in and miss 2 field goals of 50 plus yards when we gave him this extension, and he's been pretty consistent all year up to this point. And that decision to not go for it on 3rd and 4th and short when you're already at midfield, I understand going for the 3 points, but you want to step on Dallas's throat and go for the touchdowns where you don't want to keep them in the game as long as they have. And I think that's the only thing we have to look at going forward is just those little quirks of execution here and there, just to keep our defense on the sideline so they get their breathers and they stay consistent with the offense. But that's the only thing that stands out to me right now. But everything else, I mean, Carson Wentz, 31 of 40.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I can't get over that. There should be 2. I know there's only 1 game ball, but there should really be 2 game balls tonight.
Who would you give him to? So we're going to assume one's for Carson Wentz then after that little kind of flustered reaction. Who's the second one to?
I would have the second one. Oh, you can give it. Dang, that's a tough one because if I can cut a football in half, I would exchange it between Miles Sanders and Dallas Goedert.
That's fair.
Dallas Goedert primarily because of the fact he knew he had to step up when Zach Ertz wasn't 100%. The dude comes in, averages 9 yards a catch. He goes 9 catches, 90 yards and a touchdown. He was that tight end tandem is ridiculous for one. But 2, he didn't fumble the ball, and he was a reliable target for Carson in the first place. And then you got Miles Sanders getting every first down when we absolutely need it. It was an unbelievable game. It really was.
Absolutely. And the perfect Christmas present, apart from me dressed up in a Santa outfit, right? It's a worthy second.
Oh, my goodness.
Awesome. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your thoughts on your way home. Hopefully you get home safely and have a tremendous Christmas. This is the last stream before Christmas. That's got me all emotional. So if people want to catch your stuff...
Awesome all around.
I know. If people want to, hear more of your stuff and get to talk with you a little bit, where can they find you?
Well, I got my Twitter on Lindy2315. Hit me up on there. Do Liam a favor with Philly Sports Network here. Get up on the Discord. Talk with other Eagles fans and whatnot. We'd love to hear from you. But I see Jay Fizz is in the waiting room. He's waiting to talk to you.
I know we've got all the. You guys are becoming the stars of the show now. Like my job's a lot easier. I just get soppy at the end, and then you guys do the talking.
He's awesome, man. He's awesome. Everybody's awesome in a nutshell. This was a great night. Merry Christmas from the Eagles. Merry Christmas from Philly Sports Network. Everything, all of it. Pleasure again, Liam. Thank you very much, man. Have a good New Year and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, man. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
There we go. Brandon, eloquent as always with his points. Always great to have him on. We've got Jay Fizzle Dizzle, who I know you guys are very fond of, coming up shortly as well. Make it sound like I'm running some sort of cabaret here. But before we get into more Discord users, guys, if you do want to get involved, as Brandon just said, the best thing to do is to click that link in the chat right now. That takes you to our Discord server where you can come and chat with me on the show, voice your opinions, and of course we have got, let's have a look how many Eagles fans we've got now. We've got over 100, I think it's like 108, 109 Eagles fans in that server all the time, talking Eagles on voice chats. We play games together. I know it's been cool seeing some friendships form from that, and that's all we really want to do is just bring this community together. And it's Christmas. I know not everyone is as fortunate to kind of have Christmas with as many people as they'd like, or with their families. So if you want someone to talk with over Christmas or to feel part of something, then we've got that community there for you guys as well. Yoda Black is in the chat. I know Tom Whitehouse there saying Jordan Howard. He loves it. If he's not with us next season, I wish him success. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I'm going to take the beard off again for a minute because this is really, oh my word, my ears feel free. Woo, I'm molting hair everywhere. See, the effort I go to you guys as well. Rock Hussein, he's got some big muscles. I can't do that. But I think, just going back to what Brandon said, he was very much on point with the game balls. For me, I've been so impressed with the development of Miles Sanders over the last 2 to 3 weeks that it's absolutely unbelievable. It was so easy to go back and to look at the vision. Like, if you just go back and watch week 2, week 3, week 4, Miles Sanders, where he kind of runs up to the line and just stops, And now we're seeing it where he's schemed to get outside. They want him to bounce outside. They're really moulding that run game around his strengths and getting involved in the passing game as well. Like, his acceleration is second to none. It's just the decision to switch the afterburners on that's stopping him from becoming an elite running back. And he's already flashing that play now. So I'm very excited to see what he can do. That was, for me, one of like the best Christmas presents imaginable. And what else are you guys saying here in the chat? We've got, what part am I from in England, from David Maybury? I'm in a place called Devon. It's basically the Texas of England. I'm not meaning to offend anyone. It's just lots of farm, and it's not very nice. It's about 5 hours away from anything of relevance. So, it's a small part, unfortunately. Let's see. You the man, Greg Ward, Boston Scott. They both flew today. Greg Ward, more importantly. Duck says, I don't know why they don't move Peters to the right and let Dilly Dillard play the left. Yeah, I think that's becoming a concern. But I mean, how long, on that same vein, has Jason Peters had a foothold in this team? Like, Peters has been the guy for so long now. And, you know the influence that he has and the weight that his voice carries. Like, just look back to Stefan Wisniewski and how he got essentially pulled from a starting role last year because of that. So I think genuinely, like, you're not going to move him unless there's a significant reason to. And with Lane likely coming back next week or a couple of weeks after, if we're lucky enough, I just think there's not real need. Like, they trust in Whiteside. They know he's good. There's no point throwing Dillard to the water just yet. Although I would just say keep Whiteside right, put Dillard in left, but then that means benching Jason Peters, which will go down like a cup of cold sick. It wouldn't be brilliant, would it? No Pro Sports, how you doing, man? Says, Hail Jay, remember a couple of weeks ago what I said about this team being like the '08 Eagles? I do. You were very on point with that, man. Absolutely bang on comparisons. See, this is it. We're inspiring hot takery that's just spicy hot. It's not like dumb hot takes. We're talking spicy hot takes. And No Pro Sports there with a big one. David is from Hershey, PA. I've heard of Hershey, of course, the Hershey Bears. They were like the first team to accredit us, really. Like, so obviously Philly Sports Network is a website and a YouTube channel, and they were the first team, I believe, to give us a credential. We got to go to the teddy bear toss game like 3 or 4 years ago. So there you go. That's a little link for you. Sanders play at the end, just like, I wish he would got down and scored the touchdown because I put the wrong score up on Twitter, but we'll leave that. No, Wisniewski didn't. He got cut, and I thought that was going to be an off-season thing all along. Like, I genuinely didn't think that Wisniewski would make the cut this year. So, guys, as well, just really quickly, we're going to get Jay Fizzle on in just a second because I'm sure he's happy and angry about something. But before we do, it's mad that we've got 100 of you here. Like, I'm going to be here for as long as I can because I didn't dress up like this for nothing, all right? Like, I've got the beard down there. I might even put the hair on if you're lucky. To try and talk about the Eagles and stuff. But to have you as part of this chat, guys, if you want to get involved, if you're not subscribed to this channel, our goal for the end of 2019 was 15,000, and we're at 14,900, so we couldn't be closer. We would love to have you as part of our community. Again, we've got the Discord server there for you to come and be a part of and really just be a part of the community and like interact with the guys and come on the show and meet new friends and that sort of thing. And we have daily Eagles content for you for as many days as we can. There's normally 5 days out of 7 there's Eagles content here. So if you want it, it'd be amazing to have you on board. We want to try and build this out as far as we can. And we'll shout out anyone that subscribes as well. So as far as I'm aware, I got an email saying that Pantheon Podcasts has subscribed. They've got 400 videos, so I'm guessing that's a lot of podcasts. Without knowing what it is, as long as it's not R-rated, go check them out. Thank you to James Thomas and David Abbott, who've also subscribed tonight as well. Liam, I bet you pull him in the middle of a conversation. Should we have a look? Should we see what Jay Fizzle was doing? Let's see. If I'm going to pull him again, I'm not going to say a word, and I'm going to continue talking. Right, so we're going to pull him down, and I guarantee by the time I let go of this mouse, he'll be mid-conversation. We're going again, right? So it'll be like the 4th time in a row. Oh. Right. Did I do it again or not? Because you seem to notice a lot quicker and I'm disappointed.
So what I do now is that I was in the middle of talking to Brandon, but I leave the Discord up so
right.
That way I can see when I can connect it. So we're
damn it! I thought I'd catch you off guard again. Right, okay, so without asking you, I'm going to guess how you're feeling, which is happy, but a little bit angry.
No anger this week. We're all happy.
Wow,
we're
okay.
All smiles. Everything is hand claps and wonderful times and rainbows over here, except for Jason Peters.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we can say about this. He needs to sit down. I'm hoping that like Darren pulls him to the side and goes, "Hey, big bro, You don't need to prove anything anymore. Like you don't know silent counts no more. Like you can't. You've been here 16 years and you don't know smack counts anymore. Just sit down. All right. You'll be a Hall of Famer. You got your ring. Just sit it down. It's okay. All right. We can live with it. But other than that, everybody did great. I'm proud of our young players.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of Carson. I'm proud of the defense coming together, or the defensive play calling. I'm proud of clutch time Sidney Jones, who doesn't care about nothing, goes out and makes plays. Like life is good on the Eagles front right now. Like, and you beat Dallas in a must-win game. Oh yes, and life is good over here.
But do you know what? It's weird. Do you know what's really mad though? Because I would have thought the last 2 weeks would have been the happy team's back on track. And yet, this is the one game I've looked at and gone, you know what, that defense is giving me the fear. You know, like, I don't like it. Like, if that was any other QB, like I tweeted out, if it was Clayton Dawson playing, it would have been a lot closer. Like, you know, I think the amount that Dak left on the table, the amount of drops that the Eagles got away with, it could have been a lot worse.
Here's why I'm okay with it. Because Carson had to deal with it all year long, and he figured it out on how to win these games. He has, and what's name has a better receiving core than we do as of right now. Dallas does, and he was just missing open throw. Again, man, he just had a bad game. His receivers didn't come up and bail him out, and then on top of that, he couldn't figure out how to get it done. Again, it was a close game. We gave you opportunities to do it, but he just couldn't pull it out. So I think the same thing about Carson. So keep that same energy.
Oh no, for sure. I think my only worry is that we've seen the last 3 weeks with like one single receiver going out and having like a 130-yard game and a touchdown. This is the first week it didn't happen, which is great. But it's like it should have happened, but it didn't.
It should have happened.
Right. That's my main worry. Yeah. You know, like, if Darius Slayton goes off again, I will cry. Like, I'm just saying, like, in advance, like, I will start this live stream in tears because I can't be dealing with it.
I would say this is also the first time that we had, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, like, the last couple of games, we'd have, like, Ronald Darby getting abused, and then somebody else would have a bad game, which would correlate to defense giving up points and everything like that. I think this is the closest thing that we've had to the defense playing a cohesive game and playing up to a decent level. Also, big shout out to Fletcher Cox for getting his elbow bashed in and then going out real quick, coming back and making that forced fumble.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Malcolm Jenkins, who again I've been very critical of because I don't think he can cover, and then he comes in this game and breaks up a clutch pass. Like it was just key plays at key moments all the time, like all over this game, which made me genuinely excited, which made me feel better about the defense because there wasn't any defensive plays that made me go, what are you doing? This doesn't make any type of sense. Why are you guys doing this? And there wasn't people consistently giving up big plays. Again, Ronald Darby gave up a big play, but he broke his hip, so...
This is every cloud, right? It's like, give a bad play, out for the game. So it's like,
he has to go sit down right now. But yeah, other than that, look, I'm so excited. I'm looking at it going forward. I mean, JJ Arcega-Whiteside probably had his best game of the season so far, and then he ends up getting injured, which is frustrating. But to take him, to take Miles Sanders, who unfortunately won't get the MVP or the Rookie of the Year look, but he should because he came in and he was balling. But to look at him, to look at J. Jaw, to see Greg Ward, and then to also see Dallas Goedert finally step up and be that guy. We have a young core of players. I think we're literally one superstar away from this offense. Like we could go forward with this offense, and I feel a lot more confident with what we got. That being said, I don't know if Djax could come back this year. If he does come back this year, this offense will go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Literally.
I think just having somebody to stretch the field will open up so much more for everybody else that Carson will really start letting it ride too. So that's oh man, we're that close. We're that close to everything being. That the play calling has been better. Like you said, I can't get on Mike Grohl right now. I still think he needs to leave, but he's been doing cool so far for the last couple of weeks. So thank God it finally took this long for everything to get together. Doug's been calling some clutch plays. Only thing I did have a problem with was that goofy 55-yard field goal. Just go for it if you want to go for it. Just be about it.
I think there was two like that. There was like a 3rd and 1 and a 4th and 1 where they were both passing plays. Didn't get that. Outside of that, he was flawless. Like he had one kind of like mental block. I guess it's just for lapse of concentration. Outside of that though, I think very little to complain about on play calling front.
I feel like if we would have had Jordan there, we probably would have powered it through. I was expecting a QB sneak, but I think he was like, they're probably expecting a QB sneak too. So he tried to outthink it, and it just didn't work. But
I felt like I felt like the worst person because all I've done on these streams is come in and go, stop QB sneaking it. It's really predictable. You risk your quarterback. There's no need. Just stop it. And then they do 3rd and 1 and 4th 1 and pass it, and I'm like, just QB sneak it. What are you doing? Like, just run forward. It's like I'm just that guy. I'm being that awkward.
Speaking of QB sneaking it, Carson coming in with the moves today.
Ride
and letting them run the ball. 1,000% more of what we need to be doing. Again, I don't like it all the time, but just put it in there to have it in the back of their head as something that could happen, and he'll go far with it. So, that was beautiful. It was just fun. I was just fun watching this offense. Again, we started during the middle. Again, I think that's just because people got Zach ended up getting injured. Shout out to him too for being a warrior, getting his ribs cracked, and then coming back in like a soldier.
I mean, that's hard.
And then, like I said, JJ going out too. Oh, man, this was just genuinely fun to watch, and it was a genuine fun game. There wasn't very many times where I felt uneasy or anything like that.
Really?
In the back of my soul, I knew we were winning this game no matter what. I knew in my heart we were winning this game no matter what. The moment was too big. Dallas had too much to lose. It was too easy for them, and they just couldn't get it done. All right, this is the moments that they lose in every time. So I was cool with it. I loved it. It was wonderful. Like I said, going forward, I think, we got to take care of work against the Giants. How you doing? We take care of work against the Giants. We're set. And then, then that first round of the playoffs, this conversation changes a lot. I don't know how. Man. I was really hyped to go against San Francisco, and then I realized San Francisco is a real football team. They get it done in clutch time. I was like, okay, bet. You guys are about this action. So, all right, bet. A home game against Seattle, especially with us clicking, I would feel more at ease with a little bit because it'll just be one of those two, I think. We're not.
So it's locked into one of those.
That's a win. Oh, yeah.
So it's I don't know. The thing is, I was debating this the other week. Well, I'm not sure. I think I prefer San Francisco because there's just this mystique around Russell Wilson and the Eagles. I don't know what it is. The last 4 years, I just haven't been able to win. And you've got so many, there's amazing memories, like that Carson Wentz pass to Aguilar when he's brought down. Then there's some heartbreaking memories. And it's just I would rather face San Francisco knowing, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But just give it a clean slate.
I agree. I think if we were talking about facing Seattle at home, 1,000%, I want no smoke with them. At home, they're a whole different team. They're completely different people. They're like the Monstars from Space Jam. They just want no problems. I want no problems with that. But having them back at home in Philly, again, going back to the game that we just played, if our offense would have made a couple of plays, we take them out.
Yeah.
So now with us having a better performing offense, now having weapons emerge and true dependable people in Miles and Boston, and then on top of that, like I said, going forward, I take a lot of confidence with this game with JJ. I think this is just what he needed was some time to be able to get on the field and show what he can do and feel comfortable. And like I said, before he got hurt, he was making a bunch of Alshon-like catches, and I was like, all right, bet we can do this. We can get this done. So if as long as we don't lose any more people, and as long as the offense can continue producing the way that it has been, and on top of that, if we can get Djax back, I would feel a lot better. But even what we have right now, and the game plan that we have right now, I think we can give Seattle a run for their money in the playoffs. I think, especially with Doug. Again, Doug won a Super Bowl. Usually, it would be a coaching situation in my head. It's not even that. I think we have the coach to be able to do it. I think we have Carson ready to go, ready to prove that he's about this action, and ready to go up against some real high talent and high pressure situations and show what he can do. So I'm excited. I think we can, but I'd rather take San Francisco without.
I think it's weird because for me, football, American football is one of the only sports where that where you can have like I know it's not any given Sunday thing, right? Where you can have like generally one of the worst rosters in the league versus one of the best, and the one that's the worst could win because they want it more, and you've got the coach and that sort of thing. In soccer, you don't really see that. Like it's very rare you'll see a Liverpool or a Manchester City or a Barcelona like just lay an egg. But I think what you're saying is dead on.
Same with basketball too.
Yeah,
Same
and
with basketball.
yeah, but I think because it's a bit more individual, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, especially basketball, there's only 5 people on the court, so it is very much about the stars and getting them the ball and star versus star, like some NBA Jam thing. Whereas, like here, like right now, I mean, I don't want to be that guy. I think I kind of prefer this offense the way it is than the idea of having Olshon and Aguilar back in it. Like Deshaun Jackson, we only got to see one proper game. It's a small sample size. We all know what he can do. Olshon did nothing all year, pretty much, and Nelson Aguilar was a liability. Like, and now we've actually got some momentum and some confidence and some chemistry. I'm not saying moving forward, like, all right, yeah, let's get rid of Olshon and like swallow the cap here, and then we'll cut ways with Nelson Aguilar. Don't bother drafting receivers, and we'll keep these guys. But in terms of which group I'd rather go into a playoff run with, if I could just have a broad selection and draft an Eagles team, I don't think I'd change anything because that's the way it's working right now. Like over the last month, you've seen the offense evolve like so much, and it's become so dependent on screens. Which was, I mean, I think you were on the first show where we were complaining of how little screens there were. Like, and there was no screens for like a week or two, and now it's become such a poignant part. Like, I don't think I'd change much. Like, I'm comfortable with the way the offense is right now, which is bizarre saying out loud. Like,
I was having that same thought too until I realized during like kind of the middle of the game where it just didn't seem like if we had somebody like a D-Jax, just a superstar player to come in who can either take the top off the defense or make the big play when we need it. Again, no disrespect to Zach or anything like that, but if we had somebody on the outside that they had to pay a little bit more attention to, that opens up things in the middle of the field for everybody. So I'd have been cool with that. As far as not having Alshon, all right, if we could have the same chemistry with Alshon's talent, I'll be cool with it. I think the problem, though, and to be fair to Alshon, is that he hasn't been healthy, and that was the one thing that we knew about him when we went and signed him, is that he is a health liability, but when he's healthy, he's a beast. Again, it literally took one season of him being great, and also us having somebody on the other side to really utilize the way the Dutch plays on and play our offense plays down and everything. For us to be like, oh wow, this offense can play ridiculously well. I like the fact that Alshon has short hands. I like the fact that Alshon is a genuinely smart player. And also, we were running screens with Alshon too.
Oh, don't.
Going ahead,
don't remind me.
Well, they worked more times than they didn't. Granted, they most of them were on the goal line. It's just, you know what I'm saying, something like people got privy to them and then they started being trash. So
it wasn't so much it didn't work. It just looked sort of. I mean, have you ever seen like the BFG film, like the new one?
The BFG.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's a British thing. It's basically it's like Big Friendly Giant. It's like Google it. All right, just watch the trailer for the BFG, and that's how like Olshon Jeffrey looks running the. That's the most niche reference I've ever said in my life. But it's how Olshon Jeffrey looks on a screen. So dig that one out in your free time, and you'll go, oh, that was worth it, and we'll go from there.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. And I didn't get past the trailer.
So yeah, you're not missing too much. You're not missing too much. But listen, man, it's amazing it's amazing to see you so pumped up. Like normally we get the classic Jay Fizzle rant, but not today. It's a nice spot to be in.
No.
And you know, festive spirit. You win. You've got Christmas around the corner.
Absolutely. We won. I got ribs and deliciousness waiting for me on Christmas with my family. So I'm excited. We have a better chance of going to the playoffs as of right now, and I think we might be able to get a game, so I'm confident within that. The defense didn't make me go crazy. I mean, we had some plays, but Dallas played like trash, so it's cool. And we ended up losing Ronald Derby, and Sidney Jones comes in and plays out of his mind again for a second week in a row. So I'm cool with that. Like, everything we did this week, I was like, all right, cool. I didn't feel any moments of being like, we're going to lose this game. It's our fault that we're going to lose this game. It was just nice, enjoyable experience. I'm relieved and happy. We get ready for next week. We go punch the Giants in the mouth, and then we go ahead and punch our ticket and figure out who we taking down in the playoffs. So I'm ecstatic. People didn't make Carson look bad today. People were catching balls. If we could just stay healthy, then I'm set. Like I said, real quick, shout out to Extra Cilantro. Again, he wanted me to go off on JP. Again, he needs to sit his old butt down. I pray to God that Darren pulls him to the side and tells him, hey, man, just give it up. It's okay. And just gives him a pat on the back and tells him that you can go ahead and sit it down. Please, 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 please. Please, please, please.
We'll see how it goes for sure. I mean, like, we can hope for one last Christmas gift, right? Of just JP just going, do you know what? We'll let Andre. Doesn't need to retire just yet. Just fake an injury. Say he's twisted an ankle. All right. No one will be mad. It's okay. We understand, Jason.
Just say he's deaf. You can't remember friggin'. You can't remember snap counts. Like it doesn't. You've been playing 16 years. You now have a 5-game false start record. I've never seen anything like this. It's becoming something we accept. Like if I don't see, like that's why I was happy we saw it early because I didn't want it to happen at a crucial time during the game. Like once we get it out the way, we're good to go. It's literally like moving to a new apartment. It's like, all right, cool, we gotta go deal with moving in, but once we're all moved in, everything's fine. We got a new house. It's just stop it, man. It's cool. You don't have nothing to prove no more, JP. Just somebody say something to him. That's what I think. I think no one's talking to him and going, hey, man, why you keep false starting? Like, why? For what? What's going on with you? I don't think anybody's talking to him. They should. Somebody should talk to him. I would talk to him. Please, let me just...
I don't think that'd be a good idea. I mean, knowing how the happy and angry debate goes, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. But Jason's gonna flip a coin. You either get a happy, hey, Jason, sit down, it's okay. Or the other half, we'll leave that for the imagination for everyone that's watched the show before. But genuinely, Matt, listen, thank you so much for coming on again. It's always a blast having you. Just air your thoughts out. How can people get in contact with you if they want to say hello and talk up Eagles?
Like I said, Twitter is j.rel. Wait, real quick, because we're not going to go past this, all right? Okay. How dare you not say Elf is the greatest Christmas movie?
I knew it. Well, because Love Actually exists. Like, Elf's cool. Elf's a nice family film, and it's funny, but Love Actually just, it hits you a bit, doesn't it? Every time. Do you ever not cry at Love Actually?
No.
Right.
No. You know when I almost cried at a movie?
Go on.
When Sonny's dad didn't want him on Christmas. That got me. All right? That's what hurt me emotionally.
Oh, no.
And then everybody had to sing Christmas carols to bring the spirit of Christmas back to make Santa's sleigh fly. That was an emotional moment. That was right up there with Jack dying on the Titanic. That's how good that movie was.
I've been beaten. Fair. I can't match the passion. Do you know what? I love Keira Knightley, but not that much. All right, you've got me with Elf. Okay.
All right, brother. Well, you have a Merry Christmas, man.
You too, man. Thanks for always coming on. I'll be sure to chat you up in the Discord soon.
All right, brother. I'll see you in a minute.
See you soon, man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I can't believe it. I thought I would be defending Love Actually till I die, but that was the most passionate I've ever heard Jay Fizzle get. So, well, there we go. Brian Berlin, the man talking, is, there's two of us. I'm the British annoying one. Jay Fizzle, one of our PSN community members, our Discord connoisseur. If you want to join the Discord server, talk to myself, Brandon, Jay Fizzle, all the guys from the PSN community. They're all in the Discord server. I know we got Jordy Fighter waiting in the waiting room as well. If you do want to join, again, there is a link there if you want to come on. Hey, do you know what? For the last 2 weeks, we've done 100-minute streams, all right? We're now at 50, okay? The second we hit 70 is when the bad relationship stories start. I'm in a Christmas outfit. I haven't opened the Red Bull yet. We might need to get there. Guys, if you want this stream to keep going on, we just need your support. All right, we're on 58. Someone's not happy with that. Maybe it's because I took the beard off. Who knows? But genuinely, if you want to be part of this community, we'd love to have you. And if you're not subscribed yet, if you could hit that big red button, it'd be amazing because that's how you can stay notified with all of our videos that come out. And if you could leave a like, that's what boosts our stream up. So if you could genuinely do that, be fantastic. And that's how we get more of you in and we can have big cuddles and soppy speeches and tears. Mark Stevenson, I know you're in here. I know you watch every recap. You're like the first comment we have when like the on-demand version goes up. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come in. I love how we've gone from Eagles talk to Christmas movie talk in a space of 6 minutes. So I'm sorry that my Love Actually take got slaughtered. I thought I defended it more heavily, but I just can't. I thought I would straw for the fields. What can I say? I'm a soppy boy. We're going to get the beard back on because, I think we have to now. That's the point. Sproul's gone at the end of this year, but I think we've got, hopefully, a replacement in Boston Scott for that kind of change of pace role. That would be, as I try and get this on, there we go. For me, that would be my favourite thing, is you're keeping Boston Scott around. There's no need to go and find another one. I think Corey Clement's time in Philly, unfortunately, is probably likely coming to an end as well. What's up, Philly? What's up, Morgan? He says, told you Greg Ward. Yes, sir. Greg Ward came out, had another nice little game for himself today, didn't he? I think he built on that fourth quarter from last time, and that's back-to-back weeks now as well, where he's had, I think it's over 40 yards. He had 71 yards today, which I think is a career high. I may be wrong, but he had a lot of them, I think like 38 and 1 receptions. So the guy has just been going off over the last few. So yeah, it was a career high. He had 61 last week, 71 this week. You guys stink. You ain't going nowhere. We barely got to the Redskins, and you game lucky to beat up. Where's my play? You again. You lose. We win. That's almost poetic, George. I don't know what you're saying there, if I'm honest, buddy, but I appreciate the hustle. You've probably had a few. I understand it. He was there because Doug loved him. Everyone was asking for Greg Ward. I think Mark and Michelle, they would probably get the Boston Scott treatment. Boston Scott. The Robert Davis. Yeah, Robert Davis treatment. Big Bob Davis. It would take a little while to get them implemented. That seems to be the pattern that these practice squad players follow, is that it can take them a little while just to get them fully implemented and that sort of thing. So it's one of those. I think I would love to see Mark and Michelle come up, but you have got a player in Boston Scott who is primarily a very similar player. Like, they play a similar role. Michelle was that versatile guy in the CFL as well with Calgary. He just played, that running back receiver type role. So I can't see them really doing much when you've got Boston Scott providing the exact same skill set. So if Scott goes down, I think Michelle bizarrely will be the guy they'd call up because he could probably fit in a lot of the motion, a lot of the screens. He won't line up as a running back, but he at least gives you the versatility of what, you'd be losing in a Boston Scott. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. Do you think the Cowboys' Christmas was ruined? I hope so. Don't get me wrong, International Playboy. I saw your little comment earlier on about the pasta. I'm all for it. The poor cowgirl's got a sock full of coal. I can't tell what's worse though, that or this on a live stream. I mean, this is once I've never bought anything for a live stream before. All right, this is how much I love you guys. Okay, I'm willing to humiliate myself and get a really itchy face and plastic hair all over my clothes just for an hour on a live stream. All right, that's what we're here for. Over 60. I tell you, if we get to 100 likes on this stream, that would be insane. Like, what a Christmas present that would be. Mark and Michelle is a wide receiver. Yeah, he's a wide receiver, but ultimately carries a very, very similar skill set to Boston Scott. Like, again, it swings, it screens. He's a slot guy. He's a little bit smaller, very quick, very agile. He won't have that physicality that a Greg Ward would have in the slot, though. So that's why he would kind of be limited into a gadget role, so to speak. I'm a skinny Santa. Dude, you're telling me I'm 6'3" and look like a tree branch. Like, I mean, I don't know what more I can do. I'm trying my best, TMC, all right? I'm trying my best. Let's see. We still have to beat the Giants. Yeah, that's the thing. Let's not look past the Giants. They do have a habit of throwing a wrench in things, for lack of a better term. Brian Bullen, thank you so much, man. That means a lot. It's cool to have you in the stream. I think the Giants should be. It's a very winnable game, isn't it? I think we're all aware it's a very, very winnable game. The last thing we want to see, though, is to fall at the final hurdle after rallying to a 3-game win streak in such, I think, resilient fashion. When you look at the players that you've got taken out of the equation, the Jordan Howards, the Lane Johnson, the Nelson Aguilar, the Ultron Jeffrey, there's so much that's gone out of the equation, and this team is still fighting on offense. They're still putting up points. They're still finding ways to win. Like, I think if they lose it now, it will be absolutely debilitating. I would not want to host a live stream, and I would honestly, it would scare me, the takes that would come out. But fingers crossed that it doesn't come to that, and hopefully they take care of business against the Giants. They can get their way into the playoffs and all will be well. Wow, you're taller than me just by an inch. Hey, dude, no worries. Yeah, 6'3", and okay, so some PSN trivia. Okay, and I know there'll be a few of you that answer instantly, so if you already knew, don't worry. Okay. What is LJ's vertical? That apparently isn't LJ's vertical because someone emailed me and broke my dreams. But what is LJ's reported vertical? All right, because that's the only thing I care. TMT, my Christmas is made. Oh, dude, don't be silly, man. That's my pleasure. I want to try and react to everyone's comments. That's why I'm here. Like, I don't want to get too soppy yet. We've got another 50 minutes to go. But genuinely, my favourite, like, part of my week is talking to you guys. Like, these live streams are a way to genuinely just talk with you, get you on the show, hear your opinions, and really just be part of this community and rally it together. And if it gets us a little bit closer to one another, and we can get people, like, find new friends and really just build this out so we can all, like, I say it all the time, but it's one thing me giving you content, or, like, let's say other news outlets just go, hey, here's content, have it. Hey, here's content, have it. You, as a reader, you don't feel anything. You just read it because it's the Eagles. Like, with this, I like the idea of having a community together where we can come on and we make the content together. Like, forget, like, someone giving it to you on a platter and you just on a pedestal looking up. Like, I want it level. I want everyone to be a part of this. So that's why I love it. And I'm glad that you enjoy it too. 32, no, okay. If the Eagles make the playoffs, they may get a surprise win. Believe me, if the Eagles make the playoffs, I genuinely think they can go a bit further. Like, a wild card win is plausible. I would like to see them beat the 49ers. I don't think they'd beat the Seahawks just because there's that stigma of, you know, the Seahawks over the last few years just coming in and constantly causing problems for this team. My phone's going wild, so what's going on? Okay, it's just the PSN work crew. They're probably roasting me for looking like Santa. So on that note, let's sing the Eagles song. Dude, the thing is, I can only sing Charlton songs, because if I sing an Eagles song, right, it's like, fly, but because I'm British, it sounds very out of tune and a little bit awkward, I think would be the term I'm looking for. If we all did it together, and I know you are all doing it, I might put one on the radio and we'll sing it together. Who knows? We'll see how we go. They can't give up. Oh, I forgot that. I thought my voice just echoed then. Part of the game, no one can predict injuries. Yeah, but bear in mind, injuries in this team have been absolutely shocking. And I wrote an article on it recently where you've had 3 list rank injuries in the last 12 months. You've had 3 players now who, you know, can be named, it's documented, of going on record of having to play through pain and then it being made worse. Deshaun Jackson was one of them, didn't have himself surgery, opted against it, and then that hurt him in the long run. Sidney Jones was told by Doug Peterson to play through pain. That was another one. I think there's another couple of players as well. So to me, there's a bigger problem than the medical staff. It's much more, there's a disconnect somewhere between the player, the coach, the medical staff, and the media. And I don't know where that lies. Is it Doug Peterson just saying, yeah, day to day to keep media quiet? Is it the player lying to the coach saying, no, I'm good, I can play, because they don't want to lose out because of, like, the pride thing? Or is it lying to the medical staff for the same reason? Like, I don't know. But there is something in my mind, at least, that's a bit bigger, a bit more substantial than just the I don't know why I'm fluffing my beard around now. It's quite comfy. So on that note, before we get distracted by the beard, we're going to bring in Jordy Fighter. There we go. Jordy, how are you doing? Oh. We're waiting. Jordy? Maybe not yet.
Hello?
There he goes. How are you doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, and how are you feeling after the win?
Could be a little bit better, but
Okay.
good enough.
Okay, right. So what's got you there? We'll start with the bad and we'll go, you know, we'll do the sandwich. You start with the bad, we'll go in for the healthy meat in the middle. What are you a little bit unhappy with after the win?
Honestly, it might be... Yes.
It's okay. It's a tough question. It's okay.
Might be how the ball spread a little bit.
You say the ball might have been spread a little bit?
It might have been spread a little bit. It could have been spread a little bit more.
That's fair. I mean, I think for me, like, seeing 8 receivers get the ball was quite good. I mean, obviously, you've got to get it in the hands of your playmakers, though. Like, I mean, I think everyone that was on offense who could have touched the ball did, which is better than we've seen in recent weeks. So, given the, I don't know, I think that for me, that was actually one of the positives, was that they did, especially in that first quarter. You had Jay Jaw with a big catch. Greg Ward got a hand on it. Boston Scott, I think, had 6 receptions. Like, there was a lot to go round. There was a lot of people to go it to. Like, even Josh Perkins got targets. He didn't make anything of them, but he was sort of, you know, in the progression. So, I don't know. Like, that's an interesting one. But I'll go back and look at the tape. But in my mind, at least, I know Dallas Goedert dominated targets, but everyone else seems to get like 5 or 6 each, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and there was only 3 people that had 5 or more, but
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, like, especially later in the game, that when you had that one drive where Dallas Goedert just dominated it. But what about, okay, so what's one of the positives then? What stood out to you as a positive?
that Wentz was able to move around in the pocket and get out of the pocket and go for multiple runs.
Yeah, his mobility was absolutely on show for sure. So, I mean, he came away, I think, with like 20 rushing yards, but it was just the fact that it was, like it came off the back of the sprint outs and rollouts. There was a lot of times where, especially there was one play to me where it was a check down over the middle to Boston Scott, and there was pressure from both sides, and he comes out of it twice on the play action and then gets the ball out and takes a hit. And it's in recent weeks, that would have probably been either a fumble or an incompletion, or even worse, obviously a sack. And I think that he's beginning to feel it a bit more now. You can see what they're studying on film, and that's beginning to come through. So I was, definitely. I think Wentz had one of his cleanest games in a while.
Yeah, and he definitely looked like he was starting to step it up from prior weeks.
Yeah.
Because he went 31 for 44 for 319 yards.
Yeah, big night for Carson Wentz, for sure. So, I mean, what are you feeling about the Giants then? Is it a guaranteed W, or what are you feeling?
I'm thinking if this team plays with I don't have to say confidence, but I think I have to. With the confidence they had tonight, I think they can win next week.
Yeah? I think that's it. It all comes down to confidence and the momentum they've got. So definitely should be a big night in store. Obviously, division's on the line. So if we got back to the wall this week, I think it's going to be back to the wall next week. If they attack it with that same sense of urgency, then they should absolutely be fine. So Jordy, I know you're always in the Discord server. I know you've always, in discussions and on Twitter. But how can people kind of reach out to you and get in contact if they want to hear more of your Eagles talk?
I have my Twitter, my Discord, and my YouTube under the same name that I'm going under right now.
Awesome. So that's Jordy Fighter 141. And Jordy, any nice plans for Christmas? What's your? No, we'll change this one. All right, we'll shake it up. Favorite Christmas? What's your favorite Christmas film? This has got to be the one. You've got to back me up here.
I said Elf on Twitter, and I'm going to say it again.
Okay. Okay. You keep being suspense. It's big silence. Okay, come on. Hit me with it.
No.
You can't leave me hanging.
Yeah, I really have no reasoning for it.
You did what, sorry?
I really have no reasoning for it. It's just something that I watch.
Okay, fair. That's fair. All right. No worries, man. Well, listen, have an amazing Christmas. Thank you for always coming on the show and for being in all the comment sections, and I'm reading everything that we put out here at PSN. Definitely like our superstar number one fan. Have an amazing Christmas. I hope Santa Claus, or not LJ Santa Claus, but the Santa Claus is very good to you. And we'll see you next week, hopefully after a win.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Have a good one.
You too.
There we go. Jordy Fighter 141, our resident Stan. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Loved Sanders sliding in that last play. I didn't, Roman, because I accidentally put up the wrong score on Twitter. I got excited thinking he'd scored, put in 23, was only 17, and I got made to look a little bit silly there, didn't I? He should have gone for the touchdown. Yeah, I agree with that one. So, Seahawks and Niners are going to beat each other up next week. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they're going to have to. Like, they should be playing for a number one seed, right? So it's genuinely one of those things where it depends how much they want it. Do you just want to kind of take the easy way out, take the L, and end up playing a slightly better team? Or do you want that first round bye? Like, that's the thing you've got to look at it. So it's like a first round bye or playing the Eagles, depending on confidence levels, like how much you're going to risk out there to go and do it. So I don't know. I think whoever they get, I would prefer personally to see them face the Seahawks, but obviously, it's like I can't really influence that in either way. Clap Jammers, nice to see you, my man. We've got Mars. I know Brian's here. Morgan says, hit me up in the podcast. Dude, if you want in, get yourself in the Discord server. There's a channel called Waiting Room. If you join that, I can drag you down. We can have a little talk. If anyone else does want to join the Discord and say hello and have a little chat about the Eagles, because I'm here for another, I want to say 35 minutes. that beard is... All right, the beard's going off again, lads. Just for a minute. I need to breathe. Oh, my God. I would not be a good Santa. Do you know what? Shout out to anyone that has ever dressed up as Santa at like a retail store or like a shopping centre, because, my God, that is the most painful thing. I can't move my mouth. Exactly, yeah. They're fighting for the first round bye. Like, I think that there's going to be a lot on the line in that game for sure. So, Shane Black Crystal to be Lethal Weapon, Last Boy Scout. Oh, wow. See, I've never seen... Is Iron Man a Christmas film? Is Iron Man a Christmas film? I don't know about that one. I'm not too sure. Oh, that's a controversial one. Yeah, Doug loves the list though, so we'll go with it. I don't know. I'm a Love Actually guy. Yeah, we know this, so it could be worse. But genuinely, this is the happiest that the stream has been in ages. Everyone's positive. We're buzzing after a win. I'm ecstatic. Also, hang on. You've forgotten. I've got tinsel down here. You think I'd let the tinsel go? Right, we're getting the tinsel on. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay, it's going to go everywhere, isn't it? This didn't go well. This isn't going... I can't do this on the live stream. This is awful viewing for everyone. The viewing to come right down. So I love how it is just genuinely moved on to a chat about Christmas film discussion now. It is a festive stream. Shall I try and find songs to put on that aren't copyrighted? Like karaoke versions of Christmas. I'm going to do that in the background. Set the scene. I should have done this before, but I didn't really have the time. Give me like approximately 18 seconds and I'll put on like Christmas karaoke. And that shouldn't be copyright, and therefore we should be able to play them and job. There we go. Michael, but no. Last Christmas karaoke? That's all we could possibly want. That's a bit loud. And now, do we sing Captain Craven's version? Do we sing Captain Craven's version? Because I don't know if we do or not. This is a PSN Christmas party, innit? We might have to sing Captain Craven. No, we can't. If we get to 100 likes, I will. We'll just turn it down a bit, it's a bit loud. Alright, 100 likes, and I will sing the Captain Craven version. There we go, that's the bargain for tonight. Alright, Thorson song, Morgan. The Thorson song. I don't know, we might end up hurting a lot of people. They might get a little bit upset. We will see. I don't want to get them all annoyed. See, I love how everyone. It's such a divide, the Clayton Dawson song. But, my word, what a night. Christmas is like, 2 days away? Then we've got Boxing Day soccer, Charlton play. You've got Eagles versus Giants coming up. What a time to be alive. Ronald Darby wasn't on the field a lot. Rasul Douglas was last Christmas vaporwave. Right, Mark Mario there. That's my favourite kind of comment. Vaporwave slowed, right? If you've never listened to like the 1975 slowed in a bedroom when you're at a party and you're having a cry, that's the kind of music that we need in our lives, right? That is ultimate stuff. Not after an Eagles win though. Eagles win, it's always 3 Lions, football's coming home, easy, every single time. Brian's very silly. He doesn't. Okay, we'll leave the Thorson song out of respect for the fact that he does play on the Cowboys. That's fair, but. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine if he'd won? Imagine if he had to come into the game and played or something. That would have been absolutely tragic. But one other thing, though, really quickly, what I did want to touch on around this Eagles team, which no one has touched on yet, believe it or not, the pass rush. So I'm trying to fit in with the song now. But that stood out massively to me. Now, they didn't get to Dak Prescott anywhere near as early or often as I think they would have liked to. I think overall they got themselves like a few QB hits. And it was like a pair of sacks, and obviously the 2 main plays of that game came from Josh Sweat. Vinny Curry got himself on the board again. He's quietly put himself together a nice run over the last 4 or 5 games. He had a slightly slower start to the year than many people would have liked to see. But as of right now, I think he's looking at around a 5-sack season if he can get a couple against the Giants. But Josh Sweat, bearing in mind, again, this is a guy that hasn't been able to get a lot of playing time this year. He has seen a bump, but he's kind of been one of those like flash in the pan type players or then disappear for a bit. We're seeing much more out of Josh Sweat now, and I'm very, very much a fan of what he's bringing to the table, the explosiveness off the edge. So that was cool. That was good to see. Liam, at the end of the year, we need a highlight reel of the best. That would be cool. I would like to do that. I don't know. Between best moment days, I'm working on like a This Year in Philadelphia Sports. That's something we're working on. Do I want to do like this week in Philadelphia Sports best moments? I don't know. It's a lot of effort, but we'll see what we can do. Asian party 80s was nothing new, but Euro trash new. Joshua having a good year. Yeah, he's got a national. Has he got a national commercial? Have I missed that, or is that a joke? Because the only national commercial I see is Juliet's and Zackert's, and that's it. That is it. And I just see them and I just imagine them playing Monopoly. And I'm like, who's gonna go on Mayfair? Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. Do you know what we should know? So there is only one decent Christmas song, right? Well, no, there's a lot of decent Christmas songs, but there's one that never gets the credit it deserves, right? And there's an LJ story behind this one as well. I went to do this at a talent show, like an X Factor thing, with my two younger brothers. So I've got two twin brothers who are 4 years younger than me. So I was 11 and they were about 6. Yeah, 10, 9, 8, or 7, right? And we did this at a talent show, and there's a bit where it goes, feed the world, like that, right? You went to stop and put our heads down to do it, and like one of us would say it each time, and everyone clapped thinking we finished a song. And I was like, stop, that's our best bit coming up, we've got an encore, and they wouldn't do it. So, gutted, absolutely gutted. Oh, it's Montez Sweat, right, okay, gotcha. I was going to say, it'd be very weird to mark in Josh Sweat, but maybe if you can't get Montez and you get Josh, there you go. We'll have a Christmas song request going on. I don't know what this live stream has turned into. I really don't. But beggars can't be choosers, guys. You know, you can either have your ESPNs, your Bleeding Green Nations that are owned by the bigger like SB Nation banners, or you can have Christmas LJ. It's beggars can't be choosers, you know. Do me a solid, guys, and search every throw from 2019 from Carson Wentz. At worst, he had to be for the season. Do you know what, Legend Killer? Fair play to you. That's a fair take. I don't think Wentz has been that bad at all. He's had some bad games. Again, what quarterback hasn't though? Like, he has had some moments you want to have back. You want to see him kind of go through them again. But overall, I agree. He's been all right. No Pro Sports. Sorry to keep leaving the chat. Don't be sorry, man. It's okay. How about Sidney Jones coming up with the biggest stop again? Absolutely. 2 weeks in a row, the guy just gets dropped in, does his job. It's what you want to see. That is the absolute dream for a cornerback that, let's be honest, got kicked off the field. Like Doug Peterson before, I think it was week 7, said, oh, he's going to play through pain because some of the older players do. And then you've got, you know, I think Malcolm Jenkins after that game saying, oh, well, if we don't want you if you can't play corner, like, oh, if you're not good, we don't want you. Since that week, Sidney Jones played 0 snaps. He went 4 weeks and played 0 snaps. And then in the 2 biggest moments, he comes up big and just makes an absolute incredibly getting out of himself. Is the only way I can put it. Brilliant stuff there from Siddington of Jones for sure. Morgan says this may be the start of a boy band. Hey, do you know what? I've always wanted to start a band, right? If I could start a band, it would be a pop punk band or like an emo rap band, and it'd be called Heartbreak Hypothetical. And that is the best. If someone steals that from this chat, I swear to God, I will be seething. That is a hell of a name for a band. All right. Put it this way: if Philly Sports Network ever fails, and I'm like, oh my God, my career's gone, I need something. Heartbreak Hypothetical are going straight to #1 on the charts with a cover of this song with my 2 younger brothers at a talent show from 4 years ago. Listening to Paul McCartney. Oh, dude, don't be sorry, Brian. It's all right. We can get that on, I'm sure. It'd only be a karaoke version, though. Again, guys, we're on 72 likes. All right, we're 74 minutes in. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes by the end of this stream. That'd be phenomenal. Like, that would be. I don't think we've ever hit on. Let me just check. I'm not sure if I actually hit 100 likes on the stream before. But if the Eagles can beat the Cowboys, if the defense can somehow hold on and not be punished by Dackington Prescott. Oh, I don't know what he was doing to this day, alright? Then we can do this. We can come together and get this video to 100 likes. I believe in it. Right, let's have a look. Let me see. Can I see the like? Right, we had 72, 87. Oh, we had one. Alright, the last one was October 27th. Alright, well, we've done it before. We can do 100. I believe in you guys. We can do 100. That's fine. Chris Tiller in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, man. Techno pop Christmas background. I feel like I'm in an elevator with me. That'd be a bad elevator to be in. Like, I'm the worst in elevators, especially if you have to talk Eagles, because you just wouldn't get out. You'd be like, "Are you getting out?" Nah, press the number. Back up we go, and we'll come back. What are the Christmas songs? Now I know we had a request for Paul McCartney, so I'm like a really bad radio DJ at this point. There we go. Wonderful Christmas. Vocal style karaoke. There we go. Get this in. Is this it? I don't know, it's not playing. There's nothing. Oh, it is a banger. It was on the Rudolph film. If you remember the Rudolph cartoon as a kid, it was on that, and it was absolute slapper of a song. We love to see it. So I don't know. I'm alright with that. It's a good song. We like to see it. Oh, it's singing. Don't sing. No, I get thrown off for that. Oh right, I'm gonna have to sing over it, and that's not what I want to see either. So, but my word, I didn't think this would happen on a festive stream. I thought we'd be talking Eagles, and that's it. And instead, we've got a low-key Eagles-related radio station where we go, oh, by the way, Josh Sweat was good. Here's a song by Paul McCartney. PSN Late Night has gone Christmas. Daniel Jones is a standalone quarterback. Just not like, yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously the Eagles technically haven't faced Daniel Jones yet, so they got lucky and faced Eli Manning. They'll now face the baby Eli Manning that many people like to call. So I don't know. I mean, Danny Dimes doesn't really intimidate me that much. He's got a lot of problems and setbacks in his game. If the Eagles can shut down Dwayne Haskins, then they should be able to shut down Daniel Jones. 76 likes, guys. Again, the main one there is if you're not subscribed, we're officially over 14,900 now. So if you could be part of the community, if you could hit subscribe, that would be 15 out of 10. I would love you and probably cry a little bit. But genuinely, what a stream. We've got another 15, 25 minutes. 25, and we've got a soppy speech to fit in as well. So there's a lot to talk about. What's up, you legend? The crayon's now. How are you doing, man? Now, I recognise you from Twitter, and I didn't realise until, I want to say about a month ago, that you had a YouTube channel. And I didn't realise how big, if I'm right, that YouTube channel was. Like, you're almost on like 30k. So firstly, shouts to you, man. Like, that's hard to do. I know you upload a lot of Madden stuff. Like, I started watching it because I'm awful at Madden. And just want to say congratulations, because fair play. It's not hard. Oh, no, it is hard. Sorry, it's not easy, this YouTube stuff. And to get the community you've got, fair play to you, man. You deserve a lot of credit, and I hope you have a good Christmas. Look at that. See, I can be Santa. He doesn't have an O-line. Oh, no, the Giants don't have anyone, though. I mean, like, let's just hope they don't have Darius Slayton again, please, do anything. Like, that'd be good, wouldn't it? The Giants really want a worse draft pick at the expense of putting Cowboys in the playoffs. I reckon that Howie should call them before the game and just position that. Be like, are you sure? Are you sure you want this? Are you sure you just don't want a little bit of a boosted draft pick? Because, you know, I don't know. That would be a conversation I'd have. Just, you know, ring Pat Shermer, slide him some money in his OnlyFans account, and just say, look, Pat, go treat yourself this Christmas. Hey, LJ, how many subs did I have this time last year? Good question. I don't know. Let me have a look. What's the website called? Social Blade? Social Blade. I don't actually know. It wasn't a lot. Like, a lot of the subscribers for this channel have come from, like, the last 12 months or so. Mainly because I just went ham. Like, I went all in on the YouTube channel and started trying to diversify content and stuff. So, it'll be interesting. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to see if I can roll back a bit and have a look. Twinmaker445 says, play calling late second quarter with... Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, they went out, what, shotgun, empty set, 2 passing plays, wasn't pretty, wasn't a fan of that. I think that was Peterson's worst play caller. But other than that, though, he was brilliant. So, it's subscribers gained. Alright, so I genuinely can't tell. There must be a way I can find out. If someone knows how to, I will absolutely have a look. I think it was like 2,000 or 3,000, if I'm brutally honest. But it's gone up a lot. So, like, again, we're that close to 15k. Oh, the song's coming on again. Oh, it's the original. No. Right, what other Christmas songs do we need that are karaoke? We've done Last Christmas, and we haven't sung Lyle Taylor. Christmas karaoke. I put Kissmas, and that's just a tribute to Michael Kist, who I love. And we're best friends. We're not best friends, but I love him. All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's a banger. That can go on. No Guide Melody. Yeah? Don't know what that means, but that is... Ariana Grande's Christmas album is genuinely mad as well. Crowns Mount, you legit make me want to upload Eagles. Oh, dude, I don't know about that. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much. I mean, you're killing it with the Madden stuff, dude. Just do Madden Eagles content. Put them together. You'll be fine. Doug was hot and cold on calls today. He went back... and he went back to the world too often and too close. Yeah, I can get that. I get behind that. There were sometimes... There were, like, you know, the Dallas Goedert screens were really good. Then there are a couple of botched plays like the 3rd and 4th and 1 decisions. So you win some, you lose some, really. But overall, I think that someone that he's not going to get credit, but he shouldn't get criticism, is Mike Groh. Like, we were so hard on him all year long, and now he's come on and just put in 3 weeks of genuinely good offense where they're getting quick scores, first drive scores. That never normally happens with this team. That's good. All right, that's like first drive points, and they had a touchdown after it. This song's on. There's no key on it, but we're bobbing along anyway. Duck Wynn says that Jingle Bells, yeah, we'll get Jingle Bells on. But, you know, have you seen the video of the little kid singing it? And he says, like Monopoly. That's a classic. Almost on 80 likes, guys. We're one more away. I'm going to try and work out how Tinsel works because I don't think I can. It's just going to get stuck around my head, isn't it? There we go. Look at that. That's a look. That I can't even see that, but that's a look. That's gone. I hope no one screenshotted that. That's terrifying. I would have went for it on both field goal misses. I don't know. I mean, you've paid that kicker so much money, you might as well give him a shot. We're on 80 likes, thank you, whoever that was. Yeah, like, you pay a kicker for 5 years, you kind of want him to kick in a 50-yard situation. You're trying to protect the clock. You don't want to, I guess, go into that situation where you get too aggressive and end up hurting yourself again. So, I'm all for it. I fully understand it. It's just a shame it didn't work. Like, you left 6 points on the table then, realistically. It could have easily been 33-9, in my opinion. Like, very, very easily. But on that same vein, Dak Prescott missed, 8, 9 open receivers, 6 drops as well. Could have been 33-33. Very, very easily. Like, the Eagles are lucky it played out the way they did. But they beat the Cowboys. It's Christmas. It doesn't matter, does it? Really? I think we're all just absolutely buzzing about that. Wentz played anti-injury football the first half this year, as opposed to now where he's learned. Marcel, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for coming on. That's cool. Good to see you in the chat. I don't know if it's more minimising. I think it's just the pocket awareness has come through massively. Like, you're seeing a very different quarterback inside the pocket. Now, I think maybe the Patriots-Seahawks game was a turning point. Like, the couple games after that, you're starting to see someone now that the fumbles have happened so often, I think it's probably been hammered home. Like, hey, dude, do something about this. Like, this isn't acceptable. Like, do something here. So, I think that's probably what's happened. We're seeing someone come through with a lot more poise in the pocket, a lot more willingness to keep that rock safe. And I'm all for it. And also, again, I don't know if you've come in and seen this, but there is, as I'm not stripping, I promise, but there is, right, a very lovely Sam Bradford jersey on here. The Eagles are undefeated when I wear the Sam Bradford jersey, so thank me today. So if anyone's betting the Eagles on the spread, all right, I'm the man you need to thank. I'd rather put the ball in Wentz's hands and score. Yeah, I can get that. That's fair. Let's celebrate the Eagles win and have a white Christmas. Brandon, cheers to you, man. I fully agree with that. Jay Wade has lost his mind with excitement. I'm all for it. I would shout Carson Wentz, but I'm probably going to annoy some old person that lives over there, so I probably won't do that. But no, it's cool. It's amazing to see everyone so gassed after a win. Like, it's really cool to see. Mr. Immortal says, when's Jackson eligible to return? I believe, like, he's eligible whenever, I think, but it's more, will he be ready to? Like, I think it's the first week of the playoffs. So that's the aim. They reckon, like, first week of the playoffs, if he's going to be ready to go and if the Eagles are in a situation to use him. Have yourself a merry little Christmas in the key of F sharp. That should have made me laugh. So, could you imagine that on a radio, right? Just imagine, right, you're on the way to work and you hear this, all right? Just don't look at the screen, close your eyes and just hear, okay, coming up next on Christmas Hits FM is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas in the key of F sharp. Like, that's amazing. I should be a radio DJ. That's it. Key of F sharp there. At least he had 2 hands on the ball. Exactly. We want to see Carson Wentz as that 2-handed monster. And we're starting to really reap the rewards of that now. Like, again, I went to it last week. You've got to fall before you fly. The Eagles had the pinnacle of their career, right? They had the Super Bowl, was amazing. The only way from there realistically is level or down. You can't get better. And I think eventually you had to tumble, you had to slip a little bit. And they're now in a position, luckily, I think, where they're beginning to find a new identity and build that bridge back up and find new ways and new identities and philosophies. Like, it's, for me, that's the main thing. The energy that you're seeing over the last couple of weeks, that's a really tall hat, has come from the young guys. It's the Greg Wards, it's the Boston Scotts, it's the, Joshua Perkins, I'd say Josh Sweat, arguably, definitely Sidney Jones, Dallas Goedert. It's the younger guys coming through who are going to carry this team for the next 3 or 4 years or be a part of that team. Quite the radio voice. Thank you, Duck. I try my best. I could do another one. And coming up after this song, of course, we've got your calls today, calling in 07955 222 111 222. So double nuts. See, I was born for it. I used to do radio though. I used to genuinely do radio like before PSN. It was radio and TV broadcasting, and I used to talk about sports cars. So There you go. Bit of a career change. No Minnesota, though. No, and hopefully it stays that way. We don't need to go through that. Do you know what I think? That is an emerging rivalry that people don't, I'd say, to like make focus of. Oh, I know I'm losing my words. It's like 3 a.m. here. But they don't give enough credit. Like, for me, Eagles v Vikings is becoming a more poignant rivalry because of the intensity of the games when they play. I think what's at stake when they play. Obviously, then you had the link from Sam Bradford going there. Then the first game after that was an absolute train wreck. Like, there's just more to these games now than I'd argue someone like the Washington Redskins, who haven't really given the Eagles a game for 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Like the New York Giants. Gotta be honest, I wasn't a fan of drafting Dallas, but totally understand it. Here's a thing with Dallas Goedert as well, is that every single one of his touchdowns has come inside the red zone. What is this? Can't be still Merry Little Christmas, is it? Surely. We've got Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas in the key of A on AB. I know it's a soft clef. I don't know what the note is. That's an advert. I don't want to get copyrighted, lads. We're trying to keep it out here. I don't know what the key of AB is. Does it sound different? Oh, it's higher. See? Oh, this is better. This is nice. Oh, the Eagles won. See? But no, every single one of Dallas Goedert's touchdowns have been inside the red zone to this day. Apart from the one that was almost a touchdown last year against the Dallas Cowboys. That got called back. But yeah, the guy's an absolute red zone machine. And I think the problem that he's got development-wise, though, is that he is not as physical in routes as Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz runs routes like a wide receiver. Dallas Goedert runs them like a tight end, which is nothing bad. It just shows how exceptional Zach Ertz is. But what they're doing now to combat that is getting him on screens and finding little check down routes where he doesn't have to go and beat someone through the stem of the route. So for me, like, you're starting to see the evolution of Dallas Goedert. And I think that while you wouldn't go out and trade Zach Ertz, you can definitely make a case of, like, as Goedert begins to grow and maybe develop that route running, and that, I think, being able to stick through the stem of the route and to separate and to maybe work on the burst out of his cuts, like, as soon as you can get that aspect of it, then you're going to be onto a real winning tight end tandem, something that you haven't seen in the NFL in a fairly long time, I would say, like a genuine two tight end set. This song's annoying me now, I've just heard it. Is there another Christmas song? Somebody else? Oh, it's 1975, isn't it? Right, we're getting emotional, lads. Time to think about your ex-girlfriends this Christmas. I'll do it in a radio voice if you want. And this next song performed by the 1975 out of Manchester. One of the pioneers of modern day pop. This song is called Somebody Else. Sung by Matthew Healy. There you see? See? This is what we're getting, alright? This is the content we come for. 88 minutes gone, guys. We're almost there. I said to go, right, 100 minutes, 100 likes. Alright, that's the aim. 87 now. We're so close. Thank you so much for all of your support this stream. It's been unreal. I think we've talked Eagles to the death now, so I know it's getting a little bit off topic with Christmas films and Christmas songs and all the rest of it, but it's always a blessing. And I thought I wanted to go the extra mile and have a little bit of festive fun with you, hence it's very sweaty in this right now. I've got tinsel as well. Should I put the beard back on? One more, I'll put the beard back on. I really hope, you know, the ex-girlfriend that is the subject of every podcast analogy ever isn't watching this. And she's like, wow, she'll think, I wonder how Liam's doing. She'll go on here and just hear somebody else playing with me looking like that. And she'll think he's had a mental breakdown. And that's not the image I want to set. So, what's the solutions for the DB issue? Good question, Duck. And I'll answer this once my beard is on. Alright, how's that? Brian, good to have you back, man. Welcome back to Classic Christmas Hits FM. And we're listening to the 1975. Oh, God, yeah, okay, so, solutions for the DB issue. Okay, I would say the first one, more importantly, than, oh, that's getting, there we go, that's better. That's better. Right. First solution is you've got to draft yourself another safety, arguably another cornerback. If I'm the GM, you let Ronald Darby and you let Jalen Mills go. I'll maybe keep Jalen Mills if he's willing to accept like a little tiny contract extension, like a 1 million a year thing. Something small, like he can be a backup or a rotational guy. And then from there, I think it's more schematic. I think you've got to look at the strengths of the corners and the weaknesses of the corners. Like, they haven't done that this year. And I think it goes, to me at least, back to that Giants game last year, where the injuries really started to first come in. And Malcolm Jenkins went over to Jim Schwartz on the sideline and said, hey, like, stop making it complex. Like, simplify this. Like, make it simple. They're struggling to execute it, okay? And he did that and it got better. But the truth is that at the end of the day, you got Ronald Darby can't tackle. He's quick. So you play him in press man, let him run, let him bail, let him trail the receiver. They're not letting him do that. And instead, you're forcing plays in front of him where he misses tackles. I think that Jalen Mills has the opposite problem, although he has got a lot better. He's still bad, but he's got better. He's improved. Look, it's Christmas music. It's not Christmas music. It's somebody else. We're going to have to go... What else is on here? No. I'm trying to find... Jeff Buckley, Hallelujah, is a Christmas song, right? And it is a banger. And it's 7 minutes long. And we're going to play it. Alright? And we're going to carry on talking about Ronald... Oh, maybe we're not. That's 7 minutes of this? Right, Alexandra Burke, Hallelujah. There we go. I was going to go Jeff Buckley. He let me down. Sorry, Jeff. That's better. Right. I kind of feel worried talking about Ronald Darby while listening to Hallelujah. That's a problem for me. Wentz played... Hey, Herman! Right, that's A, a lie, B, blasphemous, and C, let's not put you in timeout, alright? We're officiating here. Come on. Sydney Jones got to get... Yeah, I will keep Sydney Jones. If we're playing stay or go, I will keep Saul and Sydney. I think they can both be rotational guys. I'd keep Captain Craven. I think outside of that, I'd probably get to the draft and free agency, but I would get rid of Ronald Darby the second the season ends. Like, don't even get off the field. Like, in the fourth quarter, write a note on a glove and give it to him and say, put the glove on, your play's on it, and he'd change his glove, look at it, and it would just say, fired, lol. That's what I would do to Ronald Darby. Get him off the team, alright? Get him gone. Get a new CB1, like a star CB1. You can move Sydney Jones around depending how you feel on this experiment. Jalen Mills rotational. Captain Craven's rotational. Maddox is going to stay. Probably going to see a bump. That's getting very orchestral and loud now, isn't it? There's no need. Can they convert? Do you know what, David? It's something I think they're genuinely quite reluctant to do. Like, I've been preaching it for years. That's really loud. They were preaching it for years with Rasul Douglas, and they ultimately didn't do it. Avonte Maddox has got the versatility too. He's obviously a much smaller cornerback, which helps him in that transition. But I think last year was the first time we'd ever played the position, like against the Jaguars, and he did a great job. So I don't think they're going to do it. They don't like, as much as a team preaches cross-training and moving players everywhere, it's odd that they don't do that. But I don't know. If it was me, I absolutely would. I just don't think they will. Most sacks and fumbles in the league, and we've got two guys. Who's we? Who's we? Is we the Eagles or we not, Herman? I need to know. Because most fumbles, fair enough. I've already gone into that today. But hallelujah, the Eagles won. So does it matter? Does it? Huh? What? Sorry, the Eagles won. What? Oh, what? Huh? Oh, the Eagles won. Right, sorry, didn't hear it. The Eagles won. What we have to do well to beat New York next week. What do we have to do? Says Jojo MC. I think on offense, it's just a case of keeping that same run going. Like, spread the ball around as we've been doing. More sprint outs, more rollouts. Get Wentz where he's comfortable. Hopefully Lane Johnson's back, which will help eradicate some of those bizarre sacks that have been taken. I promise I'm not stroking my beard like seductively, although I don't think this could be seductive if I try. On defense, it's really what New York always tends to do, because you've got Pat Shermer as our head coach, is they play to the weakness of the Eagles defense, which is, you've got a ridiculously strong pass rush and an awful secondary that line up in off coverage. So what you see is a lot of balls underneath, a lot of passes on curls and comebacks. Like, Jalen Mills had a great moment defending one today, but they've got to eliminate that. They've got to get in the face of guys like Darius Slayton, who will burn them off the line. Like, it's all very well having Ronald Darby as a quicker cornerback lining up off coverage. That's fantastic. But at the end of the day, if he's shaded outside and needs safety help, and that safety bites down, it's a touchdown all day. We've seen it with McLaurin. We've seen it with Slayton. We'll see it again. I feel like a very angry Santa all of a sudden while listening to Alexandra Burke's version of Hallelujah. And it's kind of messing me up, lads. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel all kinds of confused. Here's Lewis. I'll do the radio voice again for this one. Next up is Lewis Capaldi, Someone You Loved. This one to all the heartbroken men this Christmas. Don't you worry. LJ loves you all. Fully Sports Network 102.9. There you go. See, there's another one for you. J Money, you need to get rid of Clement. I think he'll go. I can't see them keeping him genuinely. Right, guys, 88 likes. We're almost there. Let's see if we can push 90. 90 would be good. I'll meet you halfway with 90. That would be great. And then you've got a big soppy speech coming anyway, because for crying out loud, I'm sat here in a Santa outfit at 3 in the morning. It's not something I thought I'd be doing in 2019. So there's going to be a big soppy speech. There's a super long end of year video coming, but I don't want to give a soppy speech to this song because I will cry, so I hope this ends first. Saquon had a great game today. We can't sleep on New York. Yeah, I mean, but that's always a danger. Like, Saquon Barkley is genuinely a generational talent. There's no denying that. Jingle Bell Rock. All right, do you know what? Let's get Jingle Bell Rock on. Let's do it for Brian. Jingle Bell Rock karaoke. Just see, this is radio. This radio DJ and stuff's easy. I could be doing this for years to come. What a whale of a time this is. Hey, look at this. Jingle Bell Rock. I hope it's not that dodgy one with a meme. That'd be awful, wouldn't it? But it's not, luckily. A tackle to replace Peters. Yeah, exactly. You've got that already in Andre Dillard. I'd like to think so, anyway. There's a guy who did a hallelujah. Seriously? If you send that my way, I'm interested to see that, Jason. That'd be mad. We're on 90 likes, guys. We did it. 10 more away from 100. Again, if you're not subscribed, it would be amazing if you could. I can't promise I'll be in the Santa outfit every day. I will be tomorrow, though. This Week in Philadelphia Sports. I will don it for This Week in Philadelphia Sports because it's the aim of the game, right? It's Christmas. That'll be my last video. Maybe before. I might do a Christmas Eve film room. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Hey, Smee615, how are you doing? Oh, Simmy, sorry. You can see it's all gone wrong. Hey, Simmy, how are you doing? Hope you're all good. You're a college DJ. I wish I was. They wouldn't let me in the radio station at college. It's a long story. I wasn't very good at that. I just had the voice that's high-pitched and goes, hello, Philly Sports Network. It works, you know. I mean, do you know what's mad? Right? Do you know what's absolutely mad? And we're going to start the soppy speech with this. Right, let me take the beard off a minute. Ugh, God, every time. Right, here's something wild. When I was 14 years old, okay, my RE, so my religious studies teacher, told me, one day, Liam, you're going to have a talk show at 3 in the morning so you can talk all you want and nobody will care. Well, joke's on her because I'm dressed as Santa and I've got 63. Like, it's mad. I just dawned on me. I guess it's that soppy part of the show now. I really didn't think I would be... hang on, before we get to that, Duck says, what are the boys on Flipping the Birds going to tackle this week? Good question. We'll ask them shortly. They're probably recording now. That's why they're never on here and how I have somehow deranged into this. But probably, I guess, a lot of Miles Sanders, a lot of Dallas Goedert, and a little bit of hate on Jim Schwartz. But that will be my aim. I should come here and dude, I would, Simmy. I genuinely would. I tried to make a big Christmas party for everyone at Philly Sports Network, but the restaurant belled twice. Alright, I'm not going to reveal the name because it's not fair. But genuinely, yeah, they belled twice. I'm coming out in the new year though, don't you worry. Oh, we got Wonderwall playing now. Chris, hello to Mrs. Tillett. I hope you're all well. I hope your family's all well. But genuinely, yeah, we're going to be at 100 minutes now, aren't we? So this is the soppy bit. Like, I didn't think at the start of 2019 I'd be sat in an office with a green screen and a Santa outfit talking to the best community out there. Like, and I say it every damn week, and it's mad that you sit here for 100 minutes listening to me just talk Eagles. Like, it honestly blows my mind. And I know it can seem boring with the sob when I say it all the time, but I will never, ever, ever take it for granted because you guys mean everything to me. Like, it has been 5 years of me busted. Like, you know the story, right? Like, I had part-time jobs and trying to get this where it is. And I always say, I'll never not give you 110%. I know that's not a term, but you know, like, it stuns me that I'm in this situation where we've got an actual community now that are making friends, that are playing video games together, that are talking Eagles until the early hours of the morning, that watch and read everything we put out, that listen to our podcasts and stand for what we stand for. And they believe in what we want to do. And it's unreal. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still that 19-year-old British kid, you know, who no one really gave a shot. And to know that you guys genuinely have, and that somehow you make time out of your daily lives, which in December, 2 days before Christmas, you know, it's family, it's nice, it's festive, and you're still finding time for me, it's unreal. Like, when I say you're a family and that you're like my best friends, I mean it. You've given me more this year than I could ever imagine. I never thought in a million. Like, I always told myself with Philly Sports Network that it takes 5 years to blow up overnight. That was always my saying. Like, I was like, year 5, like I'm gonna get it, and if not, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Our website this year has had nearly 3 million views. Our YouTube channel has had nearly another 3 million. And obviously, this happens now every week. And I will just never, ever, 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 ever not be thankful. So thank you so, so much to every single one of you. I love you to pieces. I hope you have the most fantastic Christmas imaginable that Santa brings you. Or whoever says Jay Bills says I'm a Wonderwall, for God's sake. Genuinely, I hope you have the most amazing Christmas. I hope Santa brings you everything you could want and you can spend it with those closest to you. If you can't, you've got me, all right? I'll be in the Discord chat. I'll try and do a little bit on Boxing Day and stuff. Like, just know that you've always got a family with Philly Sports Network, because I've got a family in you. And that's probably the sloppiest way I could end it to Oasis's Wonderwall. So enjoy the win tonight, Eagles fans. Thank you for all of the support. My Twitter's at Liam Jenkins PSN if you want to follow it. Do make sure, though, tomorrow, around, I want to say 7 p.m. Philly time, this week in Philadelphia sports, the last one before Christmas, all right? It'll be the 23rd of December video. Drop in, the Santa outfit will be in, be lots of laughs. It'll be great if you could stick around for that one. But genuinely, thank you for everything. I'll see you soon.